So we're a few days into Modern Warfare 3 now, and with that, I've unlocked just about everything that I want to, save for like mastery camos. There are some other things, but I'm not necessarily actively going for those. But when it comes to a lot of those conscious unlocks, they come in the way of the new Armory unlocks for Modern Warfare 3. The new system that for some reason locks away functional content behind daily and bonus challenges. But today, we're cutting through all the filler items in that list of Armory unlocks and letting you know what you should absolutely be unlocking first if you have not done so already. So as we go along, drop your thoughts down below. What do you think of the Armory unlock system? Like I mentioned before, I think it should be fine in the future. I think the potential for cosmetics like camos, blueprints, calling cards, and all, like a prestige shop of the past but without the prestige, is a cool concept, but locking functional items behind it, don't like that. So agree, disagree, let me know down below. But if you enjoyed the video, you find it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to stay updated with all things Modern Warfare 3. We've still got so much upcoming you won't want to miss, and I'd love to have you in the community. Finally, check out my friends over at G Fuel for 30% off your entire order with code Espresso, and make sure to check out the streams linked down below as we get back onto the grind of things over on Twitch. Would love to chat with you. But anyways, let's talk about the unlocks that you should absolutely get first and foremost with the Armory unlock system. So breaking these up categorically, first and foremost, these are the items that I think you should absolutely be unlocking and consciously going for, while the rest you can kind of just either not care about or go at a leisurely pace. But in a bit, we'll run down my sort of preferred unlock order for these items. Let's start out with the weaponry, because we do know that there's a handful of weapons available in the Armory unlock system. Now, as I mentioned, again, I'm not a huge fan of the way that these are the functional weapons that actually affect how you play the game, at what rate you can end up earning all those items beyond the 1 to 55 level progression track. But those are absolutely some of the biggest things that you should be unlocking first and foremost, because they are, again, functional content. Foundationally speaking, there's 16 weapons here that you can unlock through the Armory unlock system at base, that being your DG58, your Sidewinder, your DM56, the KV inhibitor, the Rival 9, the Striker 9, FR556, MCW 6.8, MTZ Interceptor, MTZ 762, WSP Stinger, Holger 26, Karambit, and the WSP 9. Now, while you can fast track other unlocks in the actual 1 to 55 progression track, those weapons are only available in the Armory unlock system. So obviously, if you want to go for camos, you want to end up doing any sort of mastery, unlocking those weapons is paramount. Aftermarket parts, those of course are also new. We had 5 different aftermarket parts available here on offer through the unlock system. The Cronin MSP12 optic, the full auto conversion for the MCW 6.8, the XRK IPV2 for the Renetti, the CAS 14 scope, and the Broodmother 45 kit. So again, functional content here that is definitely worth unlocking, but again, the rate at which you do that, or the order, we'll touch on in a second, because I think there are very much some more important items in regards to specific weapons and other stuff like perks. At the core, there are 8 perks that are available here, or gear, boots, gloves, stuff like that in the Armory unlock system. But the ones to me that are the most important that I would absolutely recommend unlocking, the others again, we can kind of let go or go at a leisurely pace, is Ghost, the Marksman gloves, and the Covert sneakers. Ghost obviously giving that ability to stay off the radar, and right now with the UAVs being one of the default streaks, and a lot of people probably not fully customizing their streaks to their preferred streak package, because there are streaks in the Armory unlock system that are very good. 2 of my main 3 are in the Armory unlock system. So Ghost is something that will absolutely help you out in keeping you off that radar and being a little stealthy. Then you mix that with the Covert sneakers, the ones that are supposedly dead silence, or I think I'd seen reports where it like isn't completely dead silent, but you get the picture. It is something that's a stealth class build, both of those 2 main key components behind that Armory unlock system. So both those obviously are things that you want to do. And then the Marksman gloves honestly are some of my favorite gloves to use, because they end up reducing that flinch. Not to mention, if you are somebody that's going for like long range kills and hardcore for like a marksman rifle, that helps out tremendously too, because it reduces the idle sway when you're aiming down sight. So these are just your overall sort of gloves that you want for that control outside of the recoil factor, which is a huge part. You'll notice it absolutely more so on snipers, because that flinch when you get shot at, it just kicks you up so high, but it helps out tremendously in that regard. So I'd highly recommend those 3 perks overall. And then streaks, you had 10 available on offer. For me, the ones that I would recommend honestly are just the advanced UAV, VTOL jet, maybe the gunship, but care package, cluster mine, mortar strike, emergency airdrop, bomb drone, juggernaut, Wheelson. Those kind of ones, honestly, you can go passively at it if you want to, but that's entirely up to you. But those are what I'd recommend unlocking and going for. But let's talk about the order real quick, because it comes down to, firstly, functional stuff. The biggest thing that I'd say to unlock, firstly, is not only just a weapon, but I'd say is probably one of the best, if not the best weapons in the game. the DG58. The bursts this year are pretty solid. Like, we have an FR556 that doesn't suck, which is nice, but the DG58 is just miles ahead of it. I'd say that it's, again, one of the best, if not the best gun in the game right now, that it can one burst at just about any range if you do hit your shots and you're accurate. So it's a genuine must-have in terms of weaponry. Next, second thing I'd unlock, as much as I hate to say it, Ghost might be up there in my top 3 position, concealing your position in-game. I didn't unlock it first, but seeing how quickly I was able to get some of the weaponry, if I went back and I did it again, I might change that. I might get Ghost as one of those first couple of things. And again, with the prominence of UAVs right now, it is something that does help out quite a bit. Next, I'd honestly take the covert sneakers, probably third or so, given that it is such a benefit to your gameplay as well. I'd recommend after that, the Rival 9, FR556, Striker 9, MTZ762, the WSP 9, any of those in any particular order. Honestly, I think that the Rival 9 is probably the best of the SMGs in that. And honestly, the rest of the weapons beyond that, I mean, they're all weapons that if you want to do camos, you can get around to them initially, but like, they're none of the ones that are broken per se, that are the must-haves right out of the gate. So you can get away with doing the rest more leisurely if you want to unlock, again, other stuff in place of that, at least initially. Again, the marksman glove, I'd say after any number of weapons you want, that's probably the next thing you want to go for because they do help reduce that flinch, but you'll also notice that on mostly higher zoomed optics like snipers. So it is something that if you want to snipe, it's a huge benefit there as well. Streaks, I'd say, are not necessarily an afterthought, but are close enough. I unlocked the VTOL and the advanced UAV after my functional stuff like weaponry and perks. I like those hands-off streaks, things that can give you aerial support, but also doesn't take time to have to take away from your game to control. So for that, the VTOL, hands off, does damage, gets me kills, but the advanced UAV ends up probably being my favorite streak that you can unlock because it of course gives you that real-time positioning of all the enemies. I trust my gun skill enough that I can win a gunfight, especially if I know where the enemies are and they may not know where I am. Then aftermarket parts are the true afterthought leading to the stuff that I don't really care to unlock all that much. While cool, they don't necessarily deem themselves as like a must-have right now especially. So that is the order in which I'd unlock things. Again, just for a quick rundown once again, DG58, number 1, absolutely. Ghost, probably number 2. The covert sneakers, probably number 3. A couple of weapons in like the 4 to 6, 7, 8-ish area. Marksman gloves after that. And then the streaks, again, more of an afterthought. Aftermarket parts are kind of just a bonus. So that's what I would recommend here for what you'd want to unlock first and foremost with the Armory unlock system. And if you want to end up maximizing the ability to earn that kind of stuff, again, make sure you complete your dailies, each one of those giving you a point towards whatever you're unlocking. So again, if you have 3 dailies available, one of your items costs 3 points. All you have to do is complete those 3 dailies and you can end up getting those. Sometimes you can get all 3 dailies in one singular game. Beyond that, once you unlock the bonus challenge, it's just to simply win matches. Every match you win, it is a point towards that Armory unlock system and whatever you have credited up at that point. If you want to really maximize it though, you complete all of your daily challenges in multiplayer, jump on over to the zombies challenges and do the daily bonuses there. That of course giving you 3 more points and then a bonus beyond that as well. You can also unlock some of these items specifically in Warzone. Like if you end up finding a weapon that you don't have unlocked, all you have to do is extract with that and it'll credit it to your account. You'll have it completely unlocked at that point. You can also do that with certain things like equipment, stims, shock sticks, flash grenades, EMD grenades, stuff that you can find again in the world that is in Create a Class. If you don't have it unlocked and you extract with it, it will actually give it to you for the entirety of your Modern Warfare 3 playthroughs. So anyways, that is what I'd recommend. Again, overall in the system, I think that the potential here is very cool for the future and what we can do in regards to cosmetics, but I just felt like I had to power through a lot of the stuff at base because you took stuff off the standard 1 to 55 unlock track and put it in a different unlock system that for the casual player may be pretty confusing and maybe something that it seems a little more out of reach than just simply ranking up. So while for the grinders, you may already be done with a lot of this kind of stuff, if you're a casual player, you might not have nearly as much stuff completed or unlocked through this new Armory unlock system. So anyways, we'll see where this goes in the future, but for now, that's what I'd highly recommend unlocking as soon as possible. So that's what we're gonna call it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Agree with this list, disagree with it, anything that you really thought stood out in that Armory unlock system that you wanted to get out of the way. Whatever the case, drop your thoughts down below. Before we wrap everything up, again, make sure to check out my friends over at G Fuel. Code Espresso can get 30% off your entire order to fuel your COD grind this season. Personally, my favorites are the Morbius Nectarine flavor, Hype Sauce, Strawberry Banana, Pink Trip, and my bias, maybe personal favorite, is My Team Carnage, our flavor of Pog Juice. So if you guys want to check those out or anything else, link is down there in the description below. And again, use code Espresso for 30% off your entire entire order. But beyond that, if you guys enjoyed the video, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Modern Warfare 3. We still have so much upcoming you will not want to miss. So I'd love to have you in the community. For now though, thanks so much for watching. My name has been Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care and peace.